How did you prepare for the Battleborn for condition though?
Dude, that's
That was so fucked
impossible,
up.
bro. That was impossible. Do you know how I prepared? I threw away everything I practiced and then just did saber. But you know that. You know that
Fuck,
already.
fuck you. Oh, I think at first I was doing some more LARPing than fencing because I was using the Loda's version of this Neapolitan system
Yeah,
of
I
how
could
you
definitely see it. Like
order the opponent.
yeah, like a lot of the bouncing that Loda does too, especially the backward bounce. Like I don't think
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
that as much, but he does that very often.
Very often. I was more LARPing at this point.
Yeah, and that was, and I mean it did work. Like I don't think he hit you right in the first touch.
Right, right. It's a take by the sword and then follow up with a dagger and then hit
Yes, that's also my
in the
favorite too.
end. I think at this time, it's also one suggestion for all people who wants to do Marcelli or the in general the Neapolitan fencing for whip and dagger is to be more careful of how you use the dagger because right now one flaw that I can see is I move my left arm way too much. I move my dagger way too much, and that gives tempo. And then you will see
Yeah.
how Miles punished me in the end.
Yeah, like I think like a lot of like you're also like kind of giving it away too. Like a lot of the dagger binds you do on the sword, if you had committed to it, you would have like got a like the touch immediately. But you like kind of do it too much, so
Yeah.
you're giving him information too. So like
Yes, yes. Also, yeah, he can read the pattern, like how I want to use the dagger, and then set it up
yeah,
against me. This is how he usually gets those touches on me as well.
yeah, and then also like he definitely did his afterblow right, and you definitely could have
Yeah,
parried
yeah.
this for sure. Like if your dagger was
Right.
in a different position. I do like the measure that you're fencing Miles at. In terms of like fencing skill, do you think you're better or do you think Miles is better?
Oh, I hope Miles is not. I hope Miles will not watch this video, but because I've told him about it, he's probably gonna watch. So I would say 50-50.
You say
Does that
50-50?
sound good?
Okay. So what I would say, in my opinion, I think if we're assuming that you're less technical, okay, so that's what I'll say. So like I like to use like the terms fencing and fighting like as two separate things just to like differentiate two
Oh, I
styles,
see.
right? Like obviously we're all fencers, but like there's to me there's a difference between a fencing style and a fighter style. And in my
Yeah.
opinion, when you're like in a closer measure like this is really close, right? In my opinion.
Yeah.
Like I would say that's close. I'd say being a technical fencer that's very good at complex actions is worse.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying? But and then like if you're a fighter, so you're not using many complex actions but very simple actions, you're going to be stronger at this measure than a wide measure, in my opinion.
Yeah, this is how I like almost like the majority of time I get hit is I pushed way too closer than what I want myself to be in, and then they just like don't care and then flash at me, like not caring about the double or the stuff, and then they flash at me, and then in the end they actually get a single light or it's their clean hit on me. So that's usually all how I get hit at this point. So yeah, that definitely makes sense.
Especially since like both of you in this fight, like you guys seem similar size. Like Miles may be a little bit taller, but I think you have like slightly longer arms, so it's like it's pretty similar in my opinion. I feel like when you're fencing opponents, especially ones where you're better technically than them, and you're like too close, you're like giving away a lot of your advantage. Like right,
Yeah, that makes
like if
sense.
you're fencing like me, like I'd say that I'm a worse fencer than you are, right? So when I fence you, I want to be a little bit closer, so I don't have to do a complex action to hit you.
Okay.
But if you let me get in close,
I'm not sure how I should react to it, but okay, thank you so
yes.
much for saying
But
it.
I think I'm a better fighter, and I think I'm a better HEMA fencer overall. Okay, but in terms of technical skill, I think you're better than me. So like I want to be a little bit closer.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Also here, one thing that I saw here is that my dagger placement again, when I'm in guard, is not correct guard as written by Marcelli, either with the arm horizontal at shoulder height or more like your guys the tiger guard. I am somewhat in between, and this actually leaves like more than one openings in my Rip and Dagger guard, so that's actually bad. So
Okay,
this is
yeah.
something that I've been trying to work on, like to be more careful, like more mindful of where my dagger is.
Yeah, like I sometimes will stick my like I'll have my dagger in that tiger position, but then like when I switch to like it being horizontal, I go all the way, right, to make sure that like
Yeah.
like I'm not in between. Like being in between is definitely weird, so I understand that for sure. So yeah, again, like we're seeing a lot of like close and like pretty simple actions,
Yes.
and it looked like your dagger was in very good position that time. Oh no, maybe not. It looked like you maybe got hit in the head.
I
but-
think he got the afterblow on me.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when I do the cross parry, I still sometimes like parry by withdrawing the arm,
Yeah.
which is actually bad. You need to push forward more.
Like the angle's a little bit messed up just because your arm's a little bit close to your body. I mean, it was like half
Yeah.
extended, but then when it came, like when you were passing it over, it looked like you retracted your hand a little bit. I also don't recognize Miles's position here. Like I don't know where this is from. Like I know Myles likes Fabris, but that doesn't look like.
Right. I mean,
It looks.
here's my rant about all Fabris people is that I've never seen someone who does Fabris but still really go to straight, meaning the measure you can hit with only leaning the body forward and then hit. I've never seen people do that. So when Myles said he does Fabris, it's actually more generic Italian fencing. So this guard, you can say, I mean, the guard he's in right now, you can even say it's Marcelli. It's Marcelli's it's Marcelli's sword forward guard, in which the dagger is more held near the arm, so that the parry to the dagger arm's outside is ready.
Yeah.
So you can also say that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I know Myles, like, he also prefers to fight a lot wider, right? And
Yes.
I don't feel like he's as strong when he's like narrow like this. Like any kind of like, especially
Right.
since you're faster, like any simple action like is just gonna hit him, and then you hit him like on the dagger outside, which he should have been ready for, you know?
Right. I think the pause I did after I finished the blade cover here, yes, makes him overcommit to that dagger parry to the inside and then expose his outside. So he actually overreacted a bit to my blade cover, and I saw that. That's how this this hit happened there.
Okay.
I think.
Gotcha. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you do that parry with the dagger for the outside, you lean your body, but he's very square as he begins to parry, and he only gets like profile like when he attacks, but he should have gone profile I think a little bit sooner.
Right. Yeah.
But like again, like it's also because you're so close. Once you do that bind,
I just have this like weird tendency to to push forward way too much. So this is actually a flaw of many shorter fencers that I see. Especially when they fence like taller fencers, it's actually more or less okay because they need to like come close anyway.
yeah,
But when we fence, for example, a relatively similar height fencer, we sometimes do have that tendency to push way too close, and then that will get us, eaten alive. So there's something that I really need to fix.
I mean that parry that Myles just did was inside, so I don't think his dagger is too close to his arm. So maybe it's not quite the position I thought
Right.
it was. Like,
Oh, right.
it could be
It's
in-
more held
almost like
near
tiger.
the left shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like tiger.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was doing that. I was so stupid.
So yeah, so
Okay.
so we know we're close. Yeah, the dagger's moving a lot, and then he just shoots.
Right.
Yeah, he's just timing from the previous like two exchanges, like how you're moving the dagger.
Right. And also we both step into each other, and then before that we are like close. We are like a bit close, a bit dangerous, but not as detrimental.
Yeah.
As the final action. But then we both step in, and then I was the one without realizing that, and then he moved first. So that's how he got hit.
Yeah.
And
we see it again.
and
like,
this one,
right
I just saw. Yeah, I just saw the next one as well. Okay, so a lot of times, Myles can just like hit me with a slow lunge, with a very very slow lunge, but I just got hit. Okay, I don't know how that happened. I know I was not fencing well. I know I made a very bad mistake right there, but he can just hit me. I don't know why. Okay.
I mean, sometimes like a very deliberate thrust. Like it's almost so. This is like kind of Fabris like, right? Like I feel like if you were applying what Fabris was saying, like those attacks aren't quite fast, but they're very deliberate, right? So I think Myles is kind of like doing that same thing. So like even though this is like slow-ish, it's like he keeps like it's been the same part of your blade the whole time, you know? It's very deliberate attack. And then I guess you were just slow. Your defense, your arm is really retracted. You didn't move back.
Per Fabris, like the launch is like too tempi, okay? So what he did there is also like that. So in the first tempo, he lifted his front foot up, and then maintaining the counter posture all fine, you know, meaning like his blade is stronger than my blade. And then in the next tempo, he dropped the front foot while extending forward, still maintaining that strong to weak relationship, and then hit me. If I can recognize that slow launch better, I can still retreat and then get a parry. But somehow when I saw that very distinctive, like Fabris, like slow launch action when it starts, my brain just like, I think I'm still safe. And then I just got hit. So it's actually like two parts. It's actually a very good action from Myles and also a very poor reaction from my side.
I'm kind of hoping Myles doesn't see this now too.
I don't think I've ever complained to him about his slow launch. That's in my bring up. So I think this will be the first time he ever hears me complain about it, which is funny.